Let's talk about that word you used, Dave. I agree with, and delusional. And there's my assessment of mass delusion is trying to assess markets from the future and look back. Um, and this is what I've never seen a more hyped asset ever than Bitcoin. So that's why and it's what I'm what's tweaking me lately is this underperformance. I'm like, okay, show me this. What I've remember, it was the best asset to invest in 5, 10 years ago when no one heard about it. But now it's really I mean, we have to fill up my taxes I have to write if I'd ever trade in Bitcoin. It's that much in the mainstream. It's just that shocking now that we have to be careful about this. Everybody says the same thing.
A federal judge has overturned the United States Securities and Exchange Commission's decision to deny an exchange-traded fund ETF offering from Grayscale Investments through its Bitcoin Trust. But many experts have pointed out the court ruling will not automatically lead to the first spot Bitcoin ETF in the country. In an August 29 decision with the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia Circuit, Judge Naomi Rose supported Grayscale's position that its proposed Bitcoin ETF was materially similar to Bitcoin futures exchange-traded products already approved by the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, for trading. The court largely ruled that the SEC justification of denying Grayscale's Bitcoin ETF on the grounds it was not designed to prevent fraudulent and manipulative acts and practices was insufficient, and the matter will return to the Commission for review. The news sent the Bitcoin price up to the $27,000 mark, and many crypto enthusiasts became more certain of a Bitcoin bull market. Mike McGlone, however, believes that Bitcoin is grossly underperforming and it's potentially the most risky asset anyone could trade right now. Let us now get into the video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and drop your comments below.
If you look at the overlay of Bitcoin versus this widely tracked stock index that shows tech and everything, it typically outperforms when liquidity pump is on. And it typically underperforms when liquidity pump is off. Now, again, relevant history is more relevant because it's such a young asset. And the point is that liquidity pump is clearly off, and it's way off. I just look at Fed fund futures in 1 year, they're right around 5%. That shows no hope of getting this liquidity pump to go on. And what's going to make that go on? It's the lose-lose. Risk assets going down. Bitcoin, bottom line, I'll point out, is the riskiest of them, and the rest of the alts are even riskier. So show me the beef. Let me see some performance. And that's what I've been looking for, and that's why I've been waiting and pointing out lately is this major pump we saw to 31,000 where everybody in the world said how bullish it was for the exact same reasons. Number 1 and 2, they're halving, and then the ETF. The ETFs are the known it's going to happen at some point. And it's so far it's failed. So it's one of those things that you just learn with, you put that your hat on when everybody says the same thing and you feel like people are in it and leveraged for the same reason, do the opposite. So this is something I've been pointing out lately and forever in commodities. There's so many people who get bullish commodities. I'm like, just buy gold. Historically, it outperforms virtually every commodity on the planet. There's only short terms a period it does. And right now, since 2013, Bitcoin is the first time it's actually still about the same level versus gold, but actually like 13 times. Yet it on a risk adjusted basis, that's really bad performance. And what's the oomph for Bitcoin to outperform is, yes, it's the known knowns, it's the unknowns that I'm pointing out. And the key thing is, don't underestimate a lot of this reason for Bitcoin came from a lot of that money that was created in China that might be going away. Massive hysteria, best performing asset ever, massive delusion, it might have, and show me signs of otherwise. And yes, you point out the metrics, but price is all that matters in markets. So I like to point out is everybody says these holders are in forever. Where's their stop? Where's their stop? So we saw what the stop was for FTX. The market went down enough, FTX went under. Is there a stop for Binance? Binance is, you just read the papers lately, they're potentially doing some very illegal things. But who knows? They're getting pulled out of a lot of countries. Is Binance the next FTX? I don't know. But I'm pointing out current trajectories in this asset that's widely known. Show me some outperformance. Right now, I'm pointing out it's still underperforming. If it can sustain above 30 with the stock market ticking down, I can flip that quick. I flipped bullish when the New York Attorney General came down on Tether in 2019, Bitcoin was around 5,000, but now it's the opposite. It's already gone up a lot, and now everybody knows about it. Everybody can't wait to buy it, and the holders are never going to sell. Everybody has a stop. That's what I'm concerned about. What if Michael Saylor hits a stop?
To date, the SEC has denied all spot crypto ETF offerings in the U.S., though many applications are currently being reviewed, including those from BlackRock, ARK Invest, Bitwise Asset Management, VanEck, WisdomTree, Invesco, and Galaxy Digital, Fidelity, and Valkyrie. The Commission has the means to keep delaying a decision or otherwise pushing the final deadline for approval on the majority of the aforementioned applications until March 2024. At the time of publication, the SEC had not publicly commented on the appeals court decision, but reportedly said it would be reviewing the case to determine its next steps. The Commission will likely have the opportunity to appeal the decision, but many experts have claimed that the initial grayscale victory could pave the way for eventual approval. Despite the inevitable SEC appeal, to our mind there is no doubt now, spot Bitcoin ETFs are coming to the US, said Tim Bevan, CEO at ETC Group. We don't believe the SEC will act as kingmaker, and the most likely outcome is a block approval of applications that meet requirements, probably in Q1 24. Lolly CEO and co-founder Alex Adelman said the appeals court ruling would put new pressure on the SEC in its justification for rejecting spot Bitcoin ETF applications. He added the Bitcoin price rally following the news could be interpreted as a vote of confidence for spot investment vehicles linked to Bitcoin. A spokesperson for the Crypto Council for Innovation, CCI, told Cointelegraph that the ruling opened the door to a wider range of investors looking to offer a spot Bitcoin vehicle in the United States. According to the CCI, spot Bitcoin's ETFs are now closer to a potential launch. The next steps for either Grayscale moving forward with its application or the SEC appealing the decision are unclear. The asset manager could refile with the SEC, aiming to make the spot investment vehicle application more like that of a Bitcoin futures-linked ETF. Experts are reporting the SEC also has the option of filing for an en banc hearing in which all judges on the DC circuit, rather than the three which ruled on the Grayscale appeal, would hear the matter. The largest cryptocurrency by market cap had largely been sitting still this summer with uncharacteristically low volatility, except when news related to a spot ETF dropped. And the news that the SEC denial of Grayscale's spot Bitcoin ETF application is reviewed is positive for investors. It means that a spot Bitcoin ETF could finally be coming to the US. Grayscale sued the SEC last year after the regulator rejected its application to convert its Bitcoin trust into a spot Bitcoin ETF. What do you think of Mike McGlone's outlook on Bitcoin? Let us know in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Thanks for watching.